Are you looking for a dock or a stand to place your Apple Watch on and would like to use it as a clock for your desk or potentially a bedside clock for your nightstand? Well, look no further since the NightWatch can be a perfect fit for you, and I'll cover it in this video. Hello guys, and welcome back to Tech Up. There are certainly many stands and docks out there for your Apple Watch, but this one is quite unique compared to the others. With the NightWatch, you can magnify the face, amplify the sound, and charge it up, but the charger is not included, even if you pay close to $60 for this. Yeah, it's $60 with shipping for the NightWatch since its release, but at least you're not limited to which Apple Watch you can use it with since it's compatible with all of them, even the first generation Apple Watch. Anyways, onto the unboxing. Let's go ahead and unbox this. Right away, you'll get the NightWatch, and oh boy, this definitely has some weight to it. If you're wondering if this is made out of glass, it's not. It's made out of plastic. If it were made out of glass and you were to place this on a nightstand or a desk, and if it were to fall off, oh boy, we know how that would end.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yep, that's why it's made out of plastic. Now, in terms of the rest of the unboxing here, we get nothing else, so you just get the NightWatch. That's all you would get. Now, if you're wondering how this item came to be, short story short, on the box, there is a story on how a guy by the name of A.G. Lavoie came up with the idea of the NightWatch, and it was after visiting a shop where a keeper there was making magnified ball clocks, basically clocks enclosed in spheres of glass, and he said, hey, let me make one of those before an Apple Watch. And bam, you got yourself a NightWatch. Plain and simple. Anyways, when testing out this NightWatch, I clearly wanted to see how well it would magnify the time and how well it would amplify the sound. And when I placed the Apple Watch on the dock, it did provide a more magnified time on the watch. However, there were limitations in my opinion, since you have to be directly in front of the NightWatch to see the magnified time on it. And if you were looking at it from above or the side, you wouldn't be able to see the time. And that to me was a turnoff. But that's what you'd get with a magnified sphere. As for the sound on the NightWatch, it doesn't really amplify the sound of your alarms or timers more than a standard dock would for the Apple Watch. It only does a good job of directing the sound towards you since the design of the NightWatch has a cutout at the bottom for the sound of the speaker off the Apple Watch to travel toward the front of the display. Here are some sound tests I recorded. So, does it amplify the sound? You can be the judge of that, but to me, it really doesn't. It just directs the sound better. As for charging and placing the Apple Watch on the dock of the NightWatch, it was easy to dock it and remove it. Plus, the holder for the charging puck cable was nice with holding the charging puck firmly in place. In addition to that, the NightWatch does have a silicone pad at the base so it doesn't slide across the surface it's on, and that's a plus. Also, if you're curious to know how this screen turns on for the Apple Watch when it's on the NightWatch, a simple touch to the sphere or a nudge of the surface that it's on will wake the screen. However, if you think you could plan on snoozing alarms or turning off timers by touching the NightWatch, you won't be able to. But at this point, you're probably like, is it still worth $60? Well, honestly, that comes down to what you're trying to get out of it. If you're planning on using an Apple Watch as a bedside clock on your nightstand instead of your regular old bedside clock that takes up more space, then this could be worth it. since it would be a nice modern minimalistic replacement of your bedside clock. But that all comes down to preference and paying $60, right? If you're someone that constantly uses your Apple Watch for the night or wakes up in the morning from an alarm on it, then the NightWatch can be a neat dock for it. But for some people like myself, who don't use their Apple Watch as an alarm clock or a bedside clock, it may seem pointless, since you may already have a smart display that wakes you up, or just don't care to have a display, but prefer waking up with an alarm on your phone instead. We're all different. Also, I could see this on a desk or a small work area that someone might have to be able to charge their Apple Watch, but beyond that, I don't see any other use for it anywhere else. In the end, the NightWatch is unique, just like magnified ball clocks were unique back in the day, and still could be if you're into clocks. But the founder basically wanted to apply this concept right here for Apple Watches. Alright guys, let me know if you guys think this is worth it in the comments below, and please like or subscribe to the channel if you like this video, and like always, I'll see you in the next one.